This should be the most detailed and comprehensive video.
The most detailed and most comprehensive video.
Many people say dual clutch transmissions are poor.
In fact, it's the structure design is not suitable for those who drive slowly.
Each manages and driving habits, which are different.
Choosing the right one is a godsend, but if you choose the wrong one, it's all faults. Such as the yacht gearbox is durable and can withstand torque. Whether it's a high-performance car
or low-speed, high-torque off-road, it can be matched.
But it has a bumpy shift and fuel efficient in city. If you drive in the city for long and care about fuel,
then an yacht transmission is rubbish.
CVT gearbox is fuel efficient,
but it can't withstand high torque.
If you like to drive aggressively
or drive in areas with many up and down slopes,
CVT is also rubbish. It will slip, but also risk of breaking the steel belt.
The dual clutch transmission has high transmission efficiency
and fast shifting, but it can't shift frequently. If you drive on highways for long,
dual clutch transmission is a godsend. You know that dual clutch transmissions are used in sports cars.
Today we will explain in detail the structure and principle of dual clutch gearbox
and driving skills of dual clutch models
and precautions. Boss, please give a like. Let's start to explain it.
This is a model of a 6-speed dual clutch transmission, which is actually to 3-speed manual transmissions
combined together. Of course, there are 2 clutches.
Let's divide the clutch into C1 and C2.
When clutch C is closed, it transmits power through the green shaft. It transmits power to gears 1-5. When the C2 clutch is closed, passes through the red hollow shaft, the power is transmitted to 6th. One is closed, the other clutch plate. Only one set of clutch plates is in the closed state to transmit power. Its shifting logic is very simple.
If the gearbox is in 3rd gear at this time, then the C1 clutch is engaged. The power is transmitted by the green solid shaft
to with an item's 3rd gear. If the vehicle speed and wheel torque has reached the requirements of 4th gear,
then the C1 clutch will be disengaged immediately, and the C2 clutch will be engaged immediately. The power transmission path changes from the solid shaft
to the external red hollow shaft. The gearbox will immediately shift to 4th gear. The shifting speed is very fast, and because the dual clutch transmission is completely mechanically transmitted with a power transmission efficiency of 98%.
Now dual clutch transmissions are even more fuel efficient. So what are the common faults of it?
In fact, it's still the clutch. If you drive in the city for a long time, the speed is fast and slow, and the car stops and starts. This driving environment is very unfriendly. When parking, both sets of clutch plates will separate, leaving the engine idling. When starting,
the 1st gear clutch will be tightly engaged to transmit power.
Plus the change in speed,
it will also cause the gearbox to shift frequently.
So in urban road conditions, 2 sets of clutch plates will frequently separate and engage. During the separation and engagement,
the clutch plate will be between the flywheel,
a semi-engagement, a semi-tight and semi-separated state. The friction at this time will be very large. This excessive semi-engagement,
causing the clutch plate to heat up due to friction. The hot clutch plate will slip
and cannot transmit power, and the car will stall. This is the biggest fault source, the biggest source of failure. So, in our daily driving, as long as we try to,
and avoid the half-engaged state of the dual clutch gearbox, which correspond to the following situations. First, long-term light throttle and slow creep. At this time, the car only needs a little power to move forward.
The clutch plate avoids excessive power. It will be in a half-engaged state, which is equivalent to half friction. The temperature of the clutch will rise sharply, accelerate wear and even thermal protection. So be decisive when starting and stopping. Either go or stop. Don't let the car creep slowly. Second, half clutch on hills.
This behavior is especially obvious in old drivers. Many old drivers in manual transmission cars
like to use half clutch to control speed.
The same is true for dual clutch models. But the clutch plates of dual clutch are smaller than that,
and more prone to overheating protection.
Third, frequent starting and rapid acceleration. Although dual clutch is suitable for violent driving,
but in traffic jams, this habit of stepping on the gas will cause the clutch to shift frequently.
Whenever gears are shifted, there will be a semi-engagement, will cause more wear and tear than CVT and DOT transmissions. In urban traffic jams, it is recommended to shift gears
to avoid the gearbox toggling between 1st and 3rd gears. Nowadays,
many dual clutch transmissions have added 2nd gear lock.
That is, start with 2nd gear, which reduces the
frequent switching between 1st and 2nd gears,
reducing the risk in city.
The risk of clutch discs overheating.
But it's just an improvement, but cannot completely solve the heat dissipation problem of dry DCT. Based on the dry dual clutch,
oil and fluid are used to wrap the 2 clutch plates, letting the oil help the clutch discs dissipate heat,
which is called wet dual clutch. Although it solves the heat dissipation problem,
it also reduces the transmission efficiency of the gearbox, and since the clutch is sealed with oil,
it also increases the cost of the transmission. It is generally only used in mid to
Most of them still use dry dual clutch transmissions.
If you drive in the city for long,
and those who drive slowly, and those who drive on long slopes and curves,
it is not recommended to choose dry dual clutch.
But if you drive on highways and national roads,
then don't hesitate. Dual clutch transmission is the best choice. Seeing now,
I believe the boss has a good understanding of.
Have a good understanding.
Next time we will talk about other gearboxes.
Remember to follow